Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Study Survival podcast, where we're going to be sharing all the tips, tricks, and study hacks that stick. How are you, Will?
I'm doing very well, Blair. I'm really excited. We've got a new format for today.
Absolutely.
We're going to do Would I Lie to You? So we're going to go through different study tips. I'm going to say a study tip, and you're going to guess if that's true or false.
Love it.
Truth or lie.
Truth or lie?
Right?
Or rubbish?
And you know what? It's not even like you're going to get fired if you get it wrong. This time we're asking each other questions.
So you could, for the last 2 weeks of these podcast episodes, in case you haven't seen any of them, Will has threatened my job in every single one of these.
We're trying to get rid of her.
This week, now I see the true colours of this comes. But this week, jobs are on the line for both of us.
Wait, hold on. Because one of us is going to win this.
100% track record. So not to make you feel intimidated.
But one of us is going to win this. One of us is going to lose this. What? So what? Are you saying the loser loses their job?
The loser won't be back next week.
Oh, snap. Yeah, we'll just replace the loser with AI.
Yeah.
It'll just be an AI. Like, we've got enough footage now that we can just create an AI avatar of you or me.
Yeah.
And then I'll just talk to that. Or you'll talk to that.
You're going to sit in the room by yourself and have a conversation with the ball.
That is correct.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You heard it here first.
How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Long weekend, but excited. I'm enjoying the fact that we're trying all these different quiz formats and stuff. We're trying to make it more engaging for you guys to watch over the summer holidays, because we do appreciate that revision content sometimes can feel a little bit long. So
especially over the summer.
Yeah. Okay. Would I lie to you? Revising with your feet in a cold paddling pool cools your body down so your brain works better and you'll be able to focus more.
Okay, so this is for students who are a bit too warm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just saying, if you're too hot and that's stopping you from being able to revise, put your feet in a cold paddling pool.
Yep.
It'll cool you down.
Yep.
And you'll be able to concentrate better.
Yeah.
Because you won't be as hot.
Exactly.
Well, that tracks to me.
Okay, so what's your answer?
I reckon that's true.
It is true.
Okay.
It is true. Good. So apparently, cooling your feet down and regulating your body temperature can actually help increase your focus levels. So if you are a little bit warm, mindful of the heat waves that have been happening recently, put your feet in some paddling pool situation, maybe even in the cold bath.
Wow.
Whatever floats your boat. It's been proven to increase your focus.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I personally would never have thought of that when revising.
Wow.
There we go.
I reckon a cold shower would really wake me up as well.
Completely reset. See, I'm one of those people that doesn't like cold water.
Okay.
Like those people who have the shower on the colder setting. I'm like, who are you? Could not be me. But yeah, there you go.
Blair, would I lie to you? Switching subjects mid-session helps you to remember more. So, most students are told to stick with one subject, right? So they got one subject per study block to stay focused, and switching topics might feel a bit more chaotic or like multitasking. But research shows that interleaving improves long-term retention and problem-solving ability. Is that true?
So when you say study session, are we talking like an hour chunk?
Yeah. Like a study session, and we're going to switch it up. I might do a maths question. I might do a biology question. Then I'll do a chemistry question.
I've got my answer. I'm going to say that's false.
It's actually true.
Really? 100% track record is gone.
Although
really?
it does say topics rather than
okay, so topics within a subject.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe slightly different then. Interesting, because personally for me, because I have ADHD, the way my brain works, if I switch topic in the middle, firstly I would use it as an excuse when I got to a bit that I didn't know how to revise or didn't understand the topic. And I think that would just delay getting to the problem area.
See.
But also I think that would skew my concentration and my focus and just leave me feeling a bit all over the shop. But everybody revises differently. So
yeah, I think the reason behind this working is that your brain has to jump from here to there. Yeah. And so you're thinking a bit more on your feet.
Makes sense.
Right? So it is more challenging.
Yeah.
But then that helps because in an exam context, you might jump between topics in the exam.
Point.
There you go.
Enough.
Sorry, Blair, you're losing. It's 1-0.
No.
You can ask me more
good.
questions.
Okay, are you ready for your next question?
I'm
going
ready.
to pick the hardest one from my list just so I can pull it back. Okay. Sticking flashcards to your ceiling when you're in bed can help you absorb facts before you fall asleep.
It can help you.
Can help you.
It can possibly help you. Or it will definitely help you.
Considering I'm losing, I'm going to let you just interpret that how you want, and it gives me a higher chance of you getting this question wrong.
Okay, so we're lying in bed.
Yeah.
That's not the best place to revise. Staring up at the ceiling before you go to bed. It's probably dark. So you're not in the best place to revise. You're staring at a dark ceiling, looking at equations whilst trying to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the statement was it can help you. Like, I guess it could help a student.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not best practice. You're making this difficult for me. I'm going to say it's a lie.
That is correct, unfortunately for me. So the reason why it is not the most effective to stick your flashcards or mind maps or whatever onto the ceiling is because all you're going to get is eye strain in the grand scheme of things. The amount of information you're going to absorb from that time when you're laying in your bed and just looking at the ceiling, you're not alert. Your brain and your body have gone into I'm falling asleep soon mode. So the absorption of information, the translation of it to your longer term memory is simply not going to happen at, I don't know what time people go to bed, 11:30,
Sure.
10:30. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's not the most effective.
Fair enough.
I'm going to bring it back.
You've got this. I believe in you. Would I lie to you?
Go on.
Drink from a different shaped glass for each subject to create memory anchors. So, if you could use a mug for maths, a wine glass for history, non-alcoholic, water bottle for science, and your brain will associate the glass shape with that subject. So this technique is based on a vessel theory of cognition, which claims that your brain stores knowledge in different containers, and using a matching cup physically primes your mind to recall the category of information. So sipping English lit from a martini glass may even boost your poetic flair. So I've got a quote here. Knowledge flows better from the chalice of Shakespeare than a tumbler of trigonometry.
Right. I'm going to say with relative confidence that is false. And my reasoning behind that is in the exam, you're going to have one clear plastic water bottle. If anybody is going into their GCSE exam with a martini glass, I think you get a couple of odd looks from the people around you. So I'm going to say false.
It is false. Good job.
Perfect.
You didn't believe in the vessel theory of cognition.
Mate, that was a load of baloney. That was a load of baloney. Absolutely no chance.
Knowledge flows better from the chalice of Shakespeare than the tumbler of trigonometry.
Very well said, but a load of rubbish. Absolute load of rubbish.
Great. I like that it builds off of like actual revision tips though.
Yeah.
That doing a certain thing or listening to a certain thing can help with your memory retention.
Definitely.
But yeah, this one, drinking from different vessels, it's not a real revision tip. You got one. It's 2-1.
I'm going to catch you out.
Can you bring it back?
Point. I'm gonna. Okay. Same kind of vibe as what you just asked me. Chewing the same flavour gum every time you revise and then chewing it again in the exam can help boost your memory on a topic.
Okay. I know chewing gum can help.
But the same flavour.
But the same flavour for the same subject?
I'll ask you the question again. Chewing the same flavour gum every time you revise.
Yep. And
then chewing it again in the exam can help boost your memory.
It's like a memory association thing. It's just like, your brain remembers chewing strawberry gum. So it like brings up that memory from when you were revising.
I'm not saying anything. You're on your own.
I think it's true.
That is correct.
That one felt like it could have been fake. Right, go on. Why is it true?
I tried to throw you off with the flavour thing. That's actually not written on my piece of paper, but I thought I have to do something to bring the score back.
Your little smirk was like, "Ooh, I'm trying to trick you."
Like, so this is a true piece of information. One of the reasons it works is because of the way your brain gets cued and triggered. So smell cues, auditory cues, even touch cues, all those kind of things that can just trigger your brain to be able to retrieve certain pieces of information. It's almost like the people at the airport when the plane's coming and they're like, this way. Chewing gum can have the same kind of effect for your brain trying to find these bits of information. So yes, it is true.
Are you allowed to chew gum in your exam?
That's an excellent question. I think so.
I think so.
I don't see why not.
Unless you chew in Morse code to tell everyone the answers.
A. B.
I think that's unlikely.
Yeah. I hate those people. I've been in an exam with people chewing gum before, so I'm pretty sure you're allowed to. But oh my God. It's like one of my pet peeves. That and the pen tapping. It's like, just stop. Please. I'm going to take my chair.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't, obviously. I think about it, though.
But you would, though. Yeah.
Anyway, besides point. Your turn.
All right. Would I lie to you, Blair?
Go on. Maybe you would, Will.
Maybe I would. Studying in a noisy cafe. It's a good study tip. Study in a noisy cafe or with music you'll never listen to again. Why it's shocking. We're usually told, study in silence to eliminate all distractions, but a noisy environment or background music can seem like sabotage. However, studying in varied environments, like a coffee shop or with a different playlist, can strengthen your memory by reducing reliance on a single context. This makes you recall more flexible, so you're not location locked in your memory when you hit the exam hall. And here's a bonus tip. If you revise with one playlist...
So ADHD is going to get the beginning of
So I'm hoping to just distract you. Bonus tip. If you revise with one playlist, re-listening to it briefly before your exam can trigger memory through context cues. So it was study in a noisy cafe or with music you'll never listen to again. That helps with studying. Do you want to ask any questions?
Yes. Okay, noisy cafe. How noisy are we talking? Like a little bit of like in the background, or like hello? Do you know what I mean? What level of volume are we talking?
Any level of volume.
Okay, and with the music, has the music got lyrics in? Lo-fi beats.
It can be either.
Thanks, Will.
That's all right.
Really helpful.
Yeah.
Answer.
So it can be any level of stimulation because it's helpful for you to be able to study in different noises and locations and different stimulation, because in the exam you'll be in a new location and you might have clicking and there might be some noises going on in the background. So it's good for you to be able to practice doing that so that you can perform well in your exam.
Okay, right, I'm going to speak aloud and just think through my thoughts.
Go for it.
So revising with music has been shown to be helpful in terms of if you're someone that needs a little bit of extra stimulation, maybe you're someone else who has ADHD like me, a little bit of music without lyrics, no rap god, no Eminem, can be beneficial just to stimulate that little bit of your brain that needs a tickle so that you can focus for longer. Using different environments like cafes, home, whatever, also can be beneficial, especially to switch up your brain. The stimulus is all different. However, in the exam, you're not going to have a playlist because obviously you're not taking your phone in. And it should be relatively quiet. So I'm going to say false, but I don't know. Maybe it's true.
It's true.
Right, done playing more.
So you've got one, so it's 2-1. It's 2-1.
It's fine. I'm just going to go sit in that corner, rock backwards and forwards and just cry.
Sorry, Blair. It looks like you are finally going to lose your job. There you go.
Damn. See, when I'm not here next week and it's Podcast Pete instead up here.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an AI version of you.
Sorry. The AI version?
Yeah, it's going to be an AI version of you.
So explain that to me then. Why is it true?
It just makes your memory recall more flexible. So if you're used to studying with various different levels of stimulation, it just helps you to lock in more new environments because you won't be used to studying in your exam hall. So having like being used to some sounds here, some sounds there means that you've got more practice thinking and recalling in uncomfortable or unfamiliar situations.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and it also talked about like listening to a certain playlist whilst you're studying. And so if you listen to that playlist right before the exam,
that's so interesting.
It brings back the memories of what you've revised.
Wow. See, I've had the same study playlist, which I've listened to for the last, 5 years now. And it's got like 200 songs in it. And I can get to song like 150 and still know what song's coming next.
Wow.
My brain is so used to listening to that when I'm revising. But I've never thought to put that on before an exam.
There you go, might help.
There you go. I'll take that. Not that I've got any more exams that I'm going to do now I'm finished with uni. But
yeah, maybe never again in your life.
maybe I can get my job back with a quiz. And then
maybe that's the next episode.
Maybe that's the next episode.
If you
and Blair redeem herself and still be allowed to work here. Right, okay. Are you ready for your next question?
I've never been more ready for anything in my life, Blair.
Good. Would I lie to you? Only revise between 12 and 3 p.m. because the sun is at its peak and so is your brain power.
Wow. So are we sort of assuming that I'm operating via photosynthesis?
You're in the garden.
I'm a plant.
Yep.
I'm finally getting my rays of sun.
Yeah.
I'm absorbing the sun's power whilst I revise.
Yeah.
Therefore,
your brain is just optimized.
Optimized brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you explain the logic behind this one?
So, basically, what happens is the sun is at its peak.
Yeah.
And just the radiation from the sun comes through your skull. You can stop your brain being as high functioning by wearing a tinfoil hat.
Oh.
Yeah. So the sun comes through, penetrates your skull, and just activates all the things.
All the things.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you think it's true?
I can really tell you today level biology.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty
This is scientific knowledge.
Woo! Well, I'm gonna have to say that this is false.
You are correct. It is false.
Is that 3-1 now? So I just want to track. Is that 3-1? Is that right?
You know that little TikTok sound? Podcast Pete, can we please put this over the top? You know the little mouse that goes... That wasn't quite accurate, so we'll just play that over the top. That's how I feel.
Wow.
That little sad mouse.
I'm so sorry.
That's how I feel.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Your turn.
Next question. Would I lie to you, Blair? Sitting backwards in a...
Sorry. You just really caught me off guard.
Oh.
Go on again.
Do you need a moment?
It's fine.
Would I lie to you, Blair? Sitting backwards on a chair whilst revising activates the reverse focus reflex. I don't know why you're laughing. If you straddle your chair backwards, like a rebellious substitute teacher, it flips your brain into alert mode because your body thinks you're in danger or about to interrogate.
Yeah.
Your body.
Say it again.
Your body thinks you're in danger or about to interrogate someone.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So this is the neuroscience thing. So you might know this because you did a psychology degree, right? So turning the chair backwards confuses the brain's posture reflex, triggering an increase in focus hormones. It's the same instinct cavemen had when sitting by the fire.
Because they definitely were revising for their GCSEs.
Well, no, it's a different context.
Oh,
there.
okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same instinct cavemen had when sitting by the fire but needed to watch out for bears. So when you revise like a cop in an 80s sitcom, your brain assumes it's go time.
So by that logic, what happens if I revise when I'm doing a headstand? Just
it's going to get
that one for me. That would be really helpful.
So straddling your chair backwards, it's
Is a handstand like upside down?
Wait, let me just read it because I need to
Just
understand. I need to understand more about
really
this.
complicated neuroscience topic.
Yeah. So the posture cortex. So yeah, if you revised upside down, it would probably be a bit more uncomfortable though. So Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd probably have to turn everything else upside down to be able to read it.
Yeah.
And your blood would go to your brain, which I guess is good, but it's probably quite uncomfortable. But putting the chair backwards makes you more focused, alert. You're like ready for anything, right? It like increases your attention because it's weird, it's wacky, it's different. So you're suddenly like really alert. What else is gonna happen? What else is gonna happen? I've reversed my chair. What's next?
Could we get a live demonstration? The chair isn't quite the right shape. So is this
No, I can't do it. Yeah.
So just to clarify, this is the way we should be revising.
Yes.
Like this is the perfect example.
Yes. Because you think, oh, I'm about to interrogate someone.
Your revision notes.
I'm about to interrogate myself.
Yeah.
So it's even better if you put a mirror. And then you can interrogate.
So what is mitosis?
Yeah, exactly. What's mitosis? And you're like, boom, I'm alert.
Understood.
I'm ready to.
I really appreciate that demonstration. That really clarifies things for me. So I'm going to give you my answer now.
Okay. True or false?
I'm going to go out on a whim here and guess and say I think that could be false information.
You're correct. Well done. How did you know?
Honestly, it was really close.
What was it about that made you think it was false?
I mean, the live demonstration almost made me say true.
It's convincing.
Yeah, the false thing was when you check back for the correct terminology of the posture cortex or whatever.
I
don't quite see.
I don't know the neurology behind it.
The fake neurology.
The fake neurology, yeah.
Understood.
It even says fake justification here.
Really?
On my notes.
Go on.
Right. No, it also said I left this out.
Yeah.
It says it increases focus hormones like attentanol and
attentanol
and serotonin.
Serotonin.
I left that out because I thought that was a bit too obvious. That it would be fake.
How's your serotonin this morning?
Would have been better if my chair was the other way around.
I need some attentanol.
That's what ADHD people lack.
A local boot store.
Buy attentanol.
Okay. I think we've got time for one more question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I really hope you get this wrong.
Are we on?
Wait, can I win now?
Are we on 3-2?
Yeah.
You could draw if I get this wrong.
And then what do we do?
No. 3-2.
No, I don't.
I'd get an extra point.
I don't know what you're talking about. We can draw. Okay. Would I lie to you? Make ice lollies with juice and stick revision questions on the lolly stick for a treat while you learn combination. As you get further down your lolly, you feel more motivated and in a better mood. So when you get to the question on the stick, you meet it with a growth mindset.
Okay. Do I have to eat a nice lolly every time I get a question?
Maybe you just put the really difficult ones on the lolly stick.
And how do I know the answer? It's on the other side of the lolly stick. Like where?
Maybe you have to go look that up on your phone.
I have to look that up on my phone.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a flashcard. It's just a question.
It could be a flashcard, but then how do you know which side you need to look at? You might get the answer first.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Okay, so basically, it's a technique that I've actually used and got my brother to use.
Really?
So what we do is we write an exam question on the lolly stick, put it in apple and mango juice is usually my favourite. Quite like an apple and mango juice lolly.
Okay.
Put it in the freezer. Then when it's a warm summer's day and I'm like, oh, I really can't bother to start revising. It can just be that easy transition phase into, okay, I'm going to start doing my studying, but with a sweet treat. So I just feel more positive, especially when it's sunny and you're outside and you're just having a lovely time. And then get to the revision question, test myself, and then I have to go upstairs to go and look for the answer, which gets me into my desk. I'm in a good mood, find out the answer, and then either if I get it wrong, then I can go away and that can initiate my studying, or if I get it right, then I can go to different questions and just have more of a positive headspace about going to it.
You're explaining this really well with a really good face, and it's making your demeanor's making me think it's true. But you said something there that didn't make sense.
Go.
So you said, oh, I can just look up the answer on my phone. And then you said, oh, no, I have to go upstairs.
Well, you don't have to go
revision
upstairs.
space.
You can start on your phone, but I think it's quite a good transition phase to get yourself upstairs.
Okay. So how do you write the questions on the lolly stick?
Okay, do not use whiteboard pen because it comes off in the lolly juice. It's not good.
Okay.
Just use like a biro or something. Don't use pencil because sometimes it goes and like not diffuses but fades, I guess. A biro, it's pretty simple.
Is that not like a safety problem?
Maybe it is, but I have not died yet, so it's probably okay.
This explains a lot about you.
It kind of seeps into the wood, so I think it's okay.
It seeps into the wood.
Yeah, like the lolly stuff.
And then you're consuming ink.
No, but it's still there when I get to the bottom of the lolly.
So instead of giving yourself a question, you're eating an ice lolly.
Yeah.
It's asking a question. It just seems like a lie, but you're justifying it so well that you're making it seem like it's true.
I don't need an answer from me.
It's false. It's not real.
Okay, apparently it says, this is the answer. Apparently it's true. Slightly silly, but could actually work as a reward system. Personally, I've never done that, and I was just lying through my teeth. I was like, quick, think of something really fast. Apparently it's true, but I've never tried that myself.
Wow.
So
there we go.
There we go.
Well, hopefully you've learned a thing or two about revision tips, tricks, and study hacks that stick.
Oh, yeah.
And Blair's finally lost her job. So next week, it's not going to be Blair. It's going to be an AI version of Blair doing the podcast. Yeah. Now, it will probably look exactly the same, but you'll just be AI. No. That's amazing. We're going to save so much money.
So I'm going to save my goodbye for now.
Wow.
It was nice being on this podcast. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, my.
It's okay.
What are you going to do now with your life?
Just sit in the corner.
Just sit in the corner and cry?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. If you need any references for that, let me know.
Thanks. What would you write in the reference? Did really bad in the quiz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Right, well, I think that is all from us this week. But we will be back. Well, we'll be back same time next week.
That's right. With AI Blair.
With AI Blair.
Yeah.
But make sure you have you've already followed our accounts. Make sure you've got your post notifications on so you don't miss Will's gorgeous face and lovely voice next week on Spotify, YouTube, and the reels go on to Instagram and TikTok. So we are on every single platform.
Every single one.
We're following you. But yeah, we will see you same time next week. If you have any video requests, ping us a message on Instagram.
Let us know.
We will factor them in.
We'll do it.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.